Hey there, Social Security warriors. Today's video is going to blow your mind because I've got some incredible news about your SSDI and SSI benefits that you absolutely can't miss. If you're wondering about next year's cost of living adjustment and those jaw-dropping paycheck increases, you're in the right place. Before we dive into these life-changing updates, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on crucial Social Security news that could put more money in your pocket. Let's start with the bombshell announcement that's got everyone talking. Social Security beneficiaries could see their paychecks soar by up to $4,800 next year. You might be wondering, how is this possible? Well, I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this historic increase and what it means for you and your family. The Social Security Administration has been closely monitoring inflation rates and economic indicators throughout the year, and the numbers are pointing to one of the most significant cost of living adjustments, COLA, we've seen in recent history. Many experts are projecting a COLA between 3.2% and 3.4% for 2024, but what does this really mean for your monthly checks? Let's break down these numbers in a way that makes sense for everyone. For SSDI recipients, this adjustment could mean a substantial increase in your monthly benefits. If you're currently receiving the average SSDI benefit of approximately $1,483 per month, the projected COLA could increase your monthly payment by around $50 to $60. But here's where it gets even more interesting. If you're receiving maximum benefits, your increase could be significantly higher, potentially reaching that $4,800 annual boost we mentioned earlier. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about SSI recipients? Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. The SSI program will also see these impressive increases. Currently, the federal SSI payment standard is $914 for individuals and $1,371 for couples. With the projected COLA, SSI recipients could see their monthly payments increase by approximately $30 to $40 for individuals and $45 to $55 for couples. But here's something crucial you need to know: these increases could affect other benefits you're receiving, so stay tuned as I explain how to maximize your total benefits package. Let's talk about the timing of these changes. The official COLA announcement typically comes in October, but I've got some insider information about what you can expect and how to prepare for these changes. One question I keep getting from viewers is, when will these increases actually show up in my checks? The answer is that the new payment amounts will begin in January 2024, but there's something important you need to do before then to ensure you receive every penny you're entitled to. Here's where things get really interesting. The Social Security Administration has implemented some new rules and regulations that could affect how these increases impact your overall benefits. For example, did you know that certain income thresholds are also being adjusted? This means you might be able to earn more without affecting your benefits. I'm going to explain exactly how these changes work and what you need to do to take full advantage of them. But wait, there's more. The Medicare Part B premiums for 2024 have also been announced, and this directly affects how much of that COLA increase you'll actually get to keep. Many beneficiaries are concerned about Medicare premiums eating into their COLA increases, but I've got some surprisingly good news about this that you won't want to miss. Speaking of healthcare costs, let's discuss how these benefit increases align with rising medical expenses. Many of you have asked about the relationship between COLA increases and healthcare inflation. I'll show you some strategic ways to manage your healthcare costs while maximizing your increased benefits. This includes some little-known programs and resources that could save you thousands of dollars annually on medical expenses. Now, let's address something that's been causing some confusion: the difference between SSDI and SSI increases. While both programs will see improvements, the impact on beneficiaries can vary significantly depending on your specific situation. I'll explain exactly how these differences might affect you and what steps you can take to ensure you're receiving all the benefits you're entitled to. Here's a crucial point that many people overlook: these increases can affect other benefits you might be receiving, such as SNAP benefits, food stamps, housing assistance, or state supplemental payments. I'm going to walk you through how to coordinate these various benefits to ensure you're maximizing your total assistance package without inadvertently disqualifying yourself from any programs. But there's something even more important: we need to discuss the long-term implications of these increases. How will they affect your future benefits? What about your dependents' benefits? These are crucial questions that need answers, and I've got some valuable insights to share with you about planning for the future with these new benefit amounts. Let's talk about some practical steps you need to take right now to prepare for these changes. First, you'll want to review your current benefit statement and understand exactly how the COLA will affect your specific situation. I'll show you exactly where to find this information and how to interpret it correctly. Many of you have asked about the impact on back pay and retroactive benefits. Will these increases affect payments you're still waiting to receive? The answer might surprise you, and I'll explain exactly how the timing of your application and approval affects your benefit calculations. Here's something that's often overlooked: the impact of these increases on state supplemental payments. Some states provide additional payments on top of federal SSI benefits, and these state supplements might also be affected by the federal COLA. I'll explain how to check if your state offers supplemental payments and how to ensure you're receiving everything you're entitled to. Let's discuss some strategic financial planning considerations in light of these increases. Should you adjust your budget? How should you prioritize any extra funds? I'll share some expert tips on making the most of your increased benefits while maintaining your eligibility for other assistance programs. One question that keeps coming up is about taxes. Will these increased benefits affect your tax situation? For some beneficiaries, the answer is yes, and I'll explain exactly what you need to know about tax planning with your new benefit amount. Now, let's talk about some potential challenges and how to address them. What should you do if your increase seems incorrect? What if you don't receive the increase when you should? I'll walk you through the steps to take if you encounter any issues with your benefit adjustments. Here's something crucial: how these increases affect working beneficiaries. If you're receiving SSDI and working part-time, or if you're considering returning to work, these new numbers could affect your earnings limits and overall financial planning. I'll explain exactly how to calculate your new earnings thresholds and what they mean for your benefits. Let's discuss some special considerations for SSI recipients who receive other forms of income or support. How will these increases affect your living arrangements? What about in-kind support and maintenance calculations? These are complex issues that need careful attention, and I'll break them down in simple terms. Many of you have asked about representative payees and how they should handle these increases. I'll explain the responsibilities of representative payees in managing increased benefits and ensuring the funds are used appropriately for the beneficiary's needs. Here's something interesting: the impact of these increases on disability reviews. Will the higher benefit amounts affect the frequency or outcome of continuing disability reviews? I'll explain what you need to know about maintaining your eligibility with these new benefit amounts. Let's talk about advocacy and support services that can help you navigate these changes. There are numerous organizations and resources available to help beneficiaries understand and manage their benefits, and I'll share some valuable contacts and information. Now, here's something really important: how these increases affect different age groups differently. Whether you're a younger disabled worker, approaching retirement age, or already receiving retirement benefits along with your disability benefits, these changes could affect you differently. I'll explain the nuances for each age group. Many of you have asked about the impact on family benefits. How will these increases affect benefits for spouses, children, or other dependents? I'll break down the calculations and explain how family maximum benefit limits might come into play. Let's discuss some strategies for appealing benefit determinations if you believe your increase wasn't calculated correctly. I'll walk you through the appeals process and share some tips for successfully navigating the system. Here's something critical: how these increases affect benefits for concurrent beneficiaries, those receiving both SSDI and SSI. The calculations can get complicated, but I'll break it down into simple, understandable terms. Let's talk about some long-term planning considerations. How should these increases factor into your overall financial planning? What about planning for future medical needs or changes in your living situation? I'll share some expert insights on these important topics. Now, here's something that often gets overlooked: the impact of these increases on Medicare savings programs and extra help for prescription drugs. These programs have income limits that are also adjusted annually, and I'll explain how to ensure you maintain your eligibility while benefiting from the COLA increase. Let's discuss some strategies for managing increased benefits if you have debt or outstanding payments to Social Security. I'll explain how to handle any overpayment situations and share tips for staying compliant with program rules. Here's an important consideration: how these increases affect benefits for disabled veterans who also receive VA benefits. The interaction between different federal benefit programs can be complex, but I'll break it down and explain what you need to know. Many of you have asked about the impact on state disability benefits and other state-specific programs. I'll explain how these federal increases might affect your state benefits and what you need to do to maintain all your benefits. Let's talk about some practical tips for budgeting with your increased benefits. How should you prioritize any extra funds? What about saving for emergencies or planning for future expenses? I'll share some valuable financial management strategies. Here's something crucial: the impact of these increases on healthcare decisions. Should you consider changes to your Medicare coverage? What about supplemental insurance options? I'll explain how to evaluate your healthcare coverage in light of these benefit increases. Let's discuss some strategies for protecting your increased benefits. What about direct deposit safety? How can you prevent fraud or unauthorized access to your benefits? I'll share some important security tips and best practices. Many of you have asked about the impact on housing benefits and rent calculations. If you receive housing assistance, these benefit increases could affect your rent payments. I'll explain how these calculations work and what you need to know. Here's something important: how these increases affect benefits for people with disabilities who are self-employed or running small businesses. I'll explain the calculations for substantial gainful activity and share some tips for managing your business while maintaining benefits. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts and important reminders. Remember to keep all your contact information updated with Social Security, monitor your benefits carefully, and reach out for help if you need it. These increases are significant, and it's crucial to understand how they affect your specific situation. Before we end, don't forget to like this video, share it with anyone who might benefit from this information, and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Social Security benefits and disability news. Drop your questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.